This is Happy Painting. Welcome back. We have a very ambitious project today, but you're going to love it. We're going to do this beautiful horse painting because we're going to shorten it up for television, so it's going to be really fast. I've got a canvas that's 18 by 24, and I covered it with black gesso. I let the gesso dry. I've got my sketch of my horse on here, and I've got it covered with contact paper, so that's in hiding. I've got the background covered with a little oil and a little phthalo green, and I'm ready to add the background color. We always do what's farthest away first. So in this picture, of course, it's the background. Now I'm going to take my 1-inch brush and a little titanium white to start the background. I'm going to have a paper towel in my hand too. You know, I like to do that. So I'm just going to throw some white in there, here and there, here and there, and dance it around a little. Let's get a little more white on the brush and dance it around a little. Get a little more white on the brush. What do you think, Squirt? Oh, let's put some back there. Oh, Squirt, he already wants a peanut. So this is one of our more ambitious projects in the studio. We really take 2 days to do one of these detailed paintings. But my classes are open to beginners, you know, anybody can do it, I'm sure of that. So let's just spread this around. Gotta have a clean, dry brush, or I'd be putting more white on. I don't want to put more white on right now. I want to leave some dark places. So there'll be some dark places. This is my little X stroke. I'm just working it like the Dickens stuff. And then I'm going to finish it off with the blender brush. So I got the blender brush, and let me do a few soft little circles until I like it. Alright, so we're all set to continue now. I've taken my contact paper off and I've revealed my sketch underneath. And I've tidied up any little spots that need to be tidied up. The next thing I'm going to do is work on the eye. The eye is very important. If your eye looks good, your whole painting looks good. So I could take sometimes 3 hours on one eyeball until I get it just the way I want it. So let's start to work on that eye. I do have some nice little baby brushes. Now I'm into little bitsy brushes, and I've mixed an assortment of colors I can use. I have some dark brown and black, Van Dyke brown and black. I have some dark sienna and Van Dyke brown. I have some black and blue with a little white in it. That's a blue gray. I have off-white with a little orange and sienna in it. So I have an assortment. I'm not too sure which one I'm going to use. I just might want to use one. Okay, here we go. Let's work on this eyeball. Let's see. I have some resin gel. I'm going to mix with my paint as I go. It thins the paint down, makes the paint have a buttery consistency. It also causes the paint to dry faster, and that's an okay thing right now because we like this eyeball to dry fast. So once it's done, it's done. The first thing I can do is I'll fill in the eyeball itself, and I see in that eyeball, I think I'll go for the two browns together. It's Van Dyke brown and dark sienna. And I'm going to fill in the whole eyeball brown. Good place to start. Around the back of the eye, I see some very dark places. So let me put in the dark places. The dark places are probably going to be Van Dyke brown and black. A little resin gel, sometimes a little oil. You got to thin the paint as you go. Mix the paint up with the thinner, and the paint's kind of the consistency of butter. And hopefully this brush gets in those tiny places. If it doesn't, we'll go for another. But I see very dark in there. I see very dark in there. Oh, I'm looking at the painting all the time, you know. You got to keep one eye on the picture you're working on and the other eye on your painting. So you need 2 eyeballs to paint this picture. Let's see. I see that there's a dark ridge right there. I'll put that in. And I'm just looking at the painting, picking out what I see. I see under here there's a dark. Scary, huh? Oh well. Don't scare me. Right, Squirt? Oh, right here. Now I'm going to start putting dark where I see it. Right here. Dark, 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 dark. Right, there's another ridge up here. Right there, dark. Dark, 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 dark. There's a little dark up here. We'll just throw it there. Where else do I see dark since I got it on my brush? I see right here a little dark, 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 dark. Okay, you gotta talk to yourself, otherwise you're certainly not doing it right. Okay, right there. A little dark there. Okay, we might have the dark under control. A little dark there. Oh, somebody stop me. Okay, okay. Let me rinse off my brush and let me go for another color. Now look at the eyeball. I see it's kind of a gray, but it's really a blue-gray. So that's what I've mixed up this. A speck of black and a speck of ultramarine blue. And what I've got is a blue-gray. No, I'm going to put a speck more blue in it. You never know what color you got while it's sitting on your palette. You only know what color you got when you put it on your canvas. So, let's see. I see that there and I see that there. It's just where I see it a little under the eye too. A little under the eye. I see it here. I'm just going to keep putting color where I see it until there's no more naked canvas left, and then we'll start to tweak this till we like it. Now you don't want your paint to be too thin, but then again, you know, you have to thin it down as you go. So there's a happy medium. You just have to learn. If you can see your canvas through your paint, I've got to come in with a tiny brush right there. I can't go there now. Let's put a little of this here, put a little there, put a little here, put a little here. Alright, I better come with a tiny brush now. I have all kinds of tiny brushes. I'll just use this script liner. That usually works real well. I'll thin down some of the dark stuff first. Okay, script liner. Get some of this done. Get some of this done. Oh, this horse has eyelashes. Well, we're going to put them in after. Horses do have eyelashes. Yep. And they got hair on their chins too. They got beards. Cause I know that because I don't overgroom my horses, so their beards are just out there growing as we speak. I'm going to put a little of that liner in here. Let's see, I was going to come with a medium brown. Where is it? Let's try that. Here's one. This is off-white. Van Dyke brown. Put a little resin gel in it. Mix it up. Gets nice and buttery. Oh, where can we put that? Maybe we could put that right here. It might be right there. So it starts to take shape. I'm not worried about what it looks like yet, but I know it's going to start to take shape. I just want to get to a point where I've gotten rid of naked canvas. I got to put some dark right there. Let's grab some of that. Put that right there. And put it right there. Okay, it's coming together. And I've extended the color out from the eye a little. You know, I'm just going to cover a little territory while I'm at it. Okay. Now I have no naked canvas showing there now. I've got color everywhere. I'm far from done with that eyeball, but at least I have paint on it. So we're halfway there. I have my baby stomper, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to stomp some of these colors together. Well, some places we have a hot edge. We don't want to stomp them together. A hot edge. You stay away from them. But there are other places that we have what I call a soft edge, and those are the places you'd like to just tap, 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 and it kind of brings the colors together. You could stroke too. I'm either tapping or I'm stroking. It all depends on what works at the moment. Let's go for the top. I'm pretty well sure I can tap that. a soft edge. And oh, this here, what do we call that? His forehead, maybe. We can tap that. Pretty sure that's a soft edge. I wipe the brush a lot. I wipe the little stopper a lot. Gets full of paint, wipe it off. I'm tapping the colors together, and things start to take form. They start to take shape all by themselves. Must be magic. Must be magic. So let's get down here. Let's tap. So we've been working on the eye. We got the eye looking just the way we want it to look. I mean, I fiddled and I fiddled and I fiddled. And I decided that eye is done. I added a highlight. I added a sparkle. I'm not going to go near that eye again. That's a done thing. Now we're ready to start with the rest of the horse. So this is our golden rule when you're painting. Always start with what's farthest away and move forward. So the very next place we're going to start is this top ear up here. That's the farthest away thing I see. And I'm going to look at that ear and I'm going to say to myself, where's the... So I've got my light on, I've got my dark on, I've got my medium brown on, and I have no naked canvas left showing. Let me go to my little stopper, my little tiny deer foot, and do a little bit of tapping. Kind of bring those colors together. So we tap them out. I don't want them to blend totally together, but somewhat together. Picture, and I'm going to find out where the dark is, and I'm going to put it in there. So it's right here. See it? Okay. So you're going to learn, when you're painting, you're going to learn to see. See the dark and put it in. See the light and put it in. And then just stomp them together. There's hard edges and soft edges. Hard edges you don't stomp together, you leave them nice and hard. And soft edges, that's where you stomp it together and you kind of just pull it together. A little rinse. Now you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to come in and find the lightest of the lights. I'm covering that whole area at once. The lightest of the lights. So, let's decide what the lightest of the lights is going to be. Well, right down the top of his nose. All right, well, I like that edge well enough to keep it. Boy, I suffered over that. The lightest of the lights. Well, there isn't too many other places in his head that I see that light color. Maybe just across the top of here and over to there. And then the rest is kind of calmed down. So let's go to something a little calmer. What would it be? How about something warm too? Sienna and floral white. That's kind of warm. Alright, and then the lightest of the lights. Well, right behind here it's light. Right, there's a light piece right down here. Let's get that. Let's get that. There's a light spot over here. Let's get that. Yeah. Okay. So I have the lights on and I have the darks on. Okay? So let's take a break and see if we like what we got. Get some paint on that top ear. We're just going to reinforce our darks. And I see some places where I want them a little darker. But I'm looking at the picture and I'm picking them out. You know, they're not happening all by themselves. I'm finding them. Let's see, right in there. And right under here. A little darker. little darker. We're putting up docks back in just in case you lost them. There they go, they're going back in. Go and put a little more lights back in. Just reinforcing them. I see right here in the main there's a spot that's lighter. Goes into the dock. Put that there. Put that there. Okay, let's reinforce the lights. Some right there. And some right here. Okay. So I've reinforced my docks and I've reinforced my lights where I needed to, and I'm coming right back to the stomper and I'm gently going to stomp them in. Gently. We don't want them to disappear, we'll have to put them back in again. Let's see, over here I might just be able to brush it in. Okay, if I lose that place where the hair is hanging over, I'm not worried. I'm just going to put that in later. So, same way we did before, we're going to tap them. Just wipe your brush once in a while. We don't want it to turn all one color. We just want to get soft edges. We're making soft edges now. And then I'll come in the other side and stomp the light side. Which retains a bit of a sharp edge. And then periodically you got to get up and move about 4 feet away from your picture and decide if you got what you want. And if you don't have what you want, you come back in and you put a few more docks in and a few more lights in until you see that you have what you want. The last thing I'll do to this is take my little mop brush and smooth it out a little. The way the hair would grow, right here it's growing this way. I've pretty much got this blended out to where I like it. Now I'm going to move right onto the body. Let's get the body filled in. We're going to save the mane to the very last. That's our last. The mane's going to be fun. Now the body, I'm covering a lot of territory. Let me go for my 3/4 inch floral brush, my large brush, and get some paint on. Well, I could get that edge done first. Right, get that over with, and I know that the edge is going to be very light. So this is ochre and floral white, a little bit of medium, thin it out. Let's run that line. Let's get it over with. Get the tough part over with. Brown and black. Put a little oil in the paint and just get it everywhere. Brown and black. So we have a lot of canvas to cover now. We can hit it with little X strokes and dance around and get it in there. Okay. Over the other side, let's see. Over here, it's just going to be dark, 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 dark. Get it in there. Wipe the brush and go into a different color. You know what I'm going to put in there now? I'm going to put in there sienna, straight sienna. That's a very warm brown, this dark sienna. And I'm going to put some of that on there. Here and there. Oh, Squirt. Say excuse me. I heard that little belch, Squirt. What are you doing up there, huh? You having a good time? Yeah? My studio buddy. Let's see. Okay. Let's switch to the Van Dyke brown. Or the umber, whichever you want to call it. Oh, there's Squirt begging for a peanut now. And let's fill everything in that's left with Van Dyke brown. So I could take this little brush and do little X's and get the dark into the light and the light into the dark by doing 1,000 little X's. That's one way. Yes. one way. Lots and lots and lots of little X's, the dark into the light and the light into the dark. I'm saving the top edge till last. Squirt, as soon as I get up, I will give you a peanut, and I will give you a cookie, all right? But you have to wait.
You want a cookie?
Yes, well, you're pitiful, but you'll still have to wait. Over here, in the corner of the canvas, let me take a mop brush and just tap that.
Squirt.
It'll mix with the green in the background, and it'll be a mystery corner. That's my mystery corner. I like that. Okay.
Okay.
Then, well, I'm glad you like it, Squirt. Then I'm going to take my stomper. I can use my big stomper. I'm going to work on these colors. I'm just going to tap them in. Now, I do not want to break the outside edge. Ooh, because then I'll have to come back and fix it. And I don't want to do that. Besides, my horse will get bigger if I fix it. Yes. Every time you fix something, we can fix anything, first off. But second off, anytime you fix something, it gets bigger. Always gets bigger, never gets smaller. Just like our waistlines. Okay, we're in good shape now. We're ready to do the mane. The mane's the last thing we'll do, and actually it's the most fun. I've got my floral filbert brush. That's a good one to start with. You know, first thing I want to do is get paint on there. Let's just get some color on there. We'll figure out what we're going to do with it after. I got a little warm brown. Let's start with that. Just get a little color on there. Put in a little dark. I need some base color in here that I can stroke some light stuff over. You know, you have to have the dark so that you can have the light. Have to have some dark. Let's put in some light. Not the lightest we're going to use, but certainly close to it. And I've got floral white with a little bit of ochre in it. Let's see. Do this. Oh, that goes in really nice. And the very last thing we'll do is get out the little script liner, you know, and put in individual hairs. I do that too. I'm looking to get to a point where I have no naked canvas showing. And then I can really go to work. So let's keep on working until there's no canvas showing, and then I know I'm in good shape. So I guess you'd call my horse has a blonde mane. I suppose he has a blonde tail. So I guess that makes him a chestnut. A brown horse with a blonde mane and tail. Okay. Now I'm going to take, how about my little mop brush? I'm going to take my mop brush. I'm going to give it a little stroke. Just the direction that it's going in. Goes around the corner and down. Well, that works. I want to put a real nice highlight on that edge. You know, that's the brightest little highlight, and you'll see it up there in the picture. So I have some Indian yellow and floral white. Now I'm afraid this is going to be too yellow. Let's get some more white in it. I scared myself. Okay, that looks a little better. I might go for that. Okay, so this is a very light color. I better test it and see what it's going to look like. Right, Squirt? That's pretty good. So right on the edge, I'm going to add some highlight. Right on the edge. how do we get the highlight in the end? We have to wipe the pollution off the brush. Hit the highlight, wipe the pollution off the brush, and come back for clean paint. You have to do that with every single stroke. Wipe, reload, hit. Dark against light and light against dark. The best things we can do for ourselves. Now, as long as I pick that highlight up so bright, I think I better do it on the forelock too. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do. Yeah, just up the ante on this one. Reload. So now I'm going to put in little individual hairs, and I'm going to reload the brush with every little one. See how crazy we can get? That's why artists are so really weird, because we do things like this. Yes, one little hair at a time. Hi, now we're ready to wrap it up. Looking pretty good. So what do you think? Check the original and check the one we just painted. Looks pretty good. This is my friend Squirt. He's finally in on the act. Squirt, behave yourself. The last thing we're going to do is sign our picture, and I'm happy to sign it because it looks good. I think I'll just do that right over here. Oh, there goes my glasses. There goes everything. Oh, my bird has my ear. What I told you? I told you to be nice. What I told you? Huh? Be nice. So, that's Carol Tacey. That's a signed picture. That's done. I'm very happy with it. It looks really good. And I know you can do it too. See? Step by step, you can do it. Right, Squirt? What do you think? We can do it? So have a happy time painting. Happy painting. Bye.